At any given moment, which bulb is brighter? Remember, the brightness of the bulb is going to be proportional to the current that goes through it. Well, every electron that enters bulb A has to leave bulb A, duh. And every electron that enters bulb B has to leave bulb B, duh. But here's the kicker. If we look at this thing as discharging, the electrons will try and get to the positive plate, and they have a conducting path, so they will go this way. And they will enter bulb A, which creates light in bulb A, but then they leave, and they enter bulb B, and then go on. So every electron leaving A is entering B. That is, the number of electrons is conserved. But they must be flowing at the same rate as well, because the only way to change the current, right, if they weren't flowing at the same rate, the currents would be different. If the currents were different, then the brightnesses would be different. But the only way to change the current, since we have the number of electrons conserved, we change the drift speed. But if the drift speed were different, then electrons would build up somewhere. There'd be a growth somewhere in the electrons, and they aren't building up anywhere. So this is what's called the continuity condition, that the current anywhere in a current carrying piece of wire, the current everywhere is the same. It's moderately more complicated if the wire splits at a so-called junction, all right, where the wire splits into two different pieces. Conservation of total charge dictates that the total current flowing into the junction must equal the total current flowing out. This is actually what's usually called the principle of continuity. And it says really saying because we're not allowing charge to build up anywhere, all right? Remember that wires are just simply devices that move charge. If charge were building up, we call it a capacitor, and we put a capacitor symbol there. So this is a place where the electrons can't build up because they will just, if we're getting a buildup of charge, they would just flee out down the conductors. All right, so the total current flowing into a junction must equal total current flowing out. This is something which is called Kirchhoff's junction law. You can see it's just a conservation of electron number law, really. Kirchhoff gets his name on a bunch of things that turn out to be just conservation principles. It's good to be early in a field. We'll meet more of Kirchhoff's laws later in the class. And notice it doesn't matter where the junction is or how complicated it is. So here we have stuff coming in and coming out, and we're saying these two have to sum to that. All right, given this diagram, the current in the fourth wire has which value? Well, we can see that the current in that we have drawn here is 2 plus 5, or 7, but the current out is 9. So we need 2 more current amps coming in to make it all work out, which means that it must be this one. All right, what is the current in the unmarked wire? Answer in amps, of course, and use positive for current heading away from the junction and negative for current heading towards it. Here we have the inbound that we know of is 2 plus 4, or 6, and the outbound that we know of is 3 plus 4, or 7. So we need 1 more amp coming in. So we'd have this. But they said by our conventions that's a current of -1 amp.